Everybody, Jay Aaron Roy here again, and I am here to answer some of your transgender related questions. As a disclaimer, I've mentioned before, this is just my experience, not every transgender person's experience, but I'm pretty much an open book, generally speaking. So if you have a question about transgender related stuff, let me know, and I will do my best to answer it for you. So, without further ado, I will start on the first question that I got for this video, which is, have you ever ran into someone you haven't seen in years before you started to transition, and they couldn't quite place where they knew you from, and what was the reaction? I get this from time to time, for sure. I think everyone has that experience. They either think they know somebody, or they see like that happening in their direction. Someone might know them. I just do my best in those situations to relieve the person's stress and say, yes, you might know me from this place or this place or this place. I think too, there's certain things about yourself that you won't ever be able to mask. Your eyes are a window to your soul, for example. But your eyes and your personality, these things will shine through no matter how your body will change or age. You know, it's just like if you haven't seen someone for a long time, they might change. And you just go on and say, oh, yeah, you know, how are you doing? And look, you're looking happy, and you talk about life. And that's usually just where it goes to. I've never really had a bad experience with that kind of stuff. I'm pretty confident in taking the lead in the conversation. If people seem a little unsure of where to go, I'll just, you know, say, yep, this is me. You know, I look a lot different now. This is what I'm doing. How are you? You know, and we'll just go on from there. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. It's never really been a bad experience with that. So yeah, you know, you just got to let things roll off a lot of the time, and that helps you deal with situations. How do you feel about, this is the next question, how do you feel about the terms identify as male and trans male, as opposed to simply being referred to as male, or trans woman as opposed to being referred to as a woman? Is it important to identify people's trans status? Well, it's not without their consent, it isn't. As long as you have somebody's consent to reveal that, I guess you could, but I would be careful as to pick the situations. You don't know what's inside the mind of all of the strangers around you. You don't know how they feel about all of these topics. So it's important to protect people's safety, first of all. I think what I feel about it is that I feel that it is good for people to identify how they feel comfortable identifying, and that it is also good when people respect that. So I sometimes feel comfortable identifying as trans male. I sometimes feel comfortable identifying as male. It depends on how I feel that day. And just because I used to identify as a specific gender and now I identify as another specific gender doesn't mean I am closed case done. I am a human being just like everybody else, and that might change tomorrow. I really don't know. I'm just not a closed-minded individual. I'm open to change every day, and that includes myself still. So I feel that the term identify as male is fine. I do identify as male sometimes, but I also, when I feel the space requires it, maybe I want to use an opportunity when I'm posting a photo to post the tag trans male or trans man, so that youth can see I exist, so that maybe the things that I'm doing can help them see that they can lead whatever kind of life they want to and still be transgender. It's just who you are, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so I like to try to keep my videos kind of short, so I'm going to cut the questions at 2 and save some for the next video, but I'm going to use the next minute just to tell you about a documentary that's going on. And my friend Samson and my friend Jake are involved in doing that. It's called the Trans Canada Documentary, and you should look it up. I'll provide links in the little doobly-doo down there. And please look it up. Please support if you're able to. They've got an Indiegogo campaign, and Send them support. If you are trans-identified and live in Canada, they are going across Canada. So get in contact with them, and maybe you could be a part of it. And it's a wonderful project. They just stopped in the shop today, and we did the first interview for them, so that was fun. We had a lot of fun just running around the shop and talking about being a business owner and gender stuff. And yeah, so just check it out once that's completed. But go check out the campaign now, and support them if you can, and send in your questions. And I'm just so glad there's a lot of these creative people who are shining a light on more education for the trans community. And other than that, my own updates, I haven't gotten to talk to the media yet about surgery stuff. I still haven't heard anything from MSI, so we're still waiting on top surgery. I did, for my last shot, yesterday, I went into my doctor's, and my girlfriend did my shot for me. And I've never done my own because I'm a little guy, and the only place that's big enough to take the shot on me is my butt. So that's really hard to do myself. So usually my doctor did it for me, but this was her first time doing it for me, and she did a fantastic job. What a pro. I'm so excited that I won't have to go to my doctor so often anymore. She can just do the shot for me at home. And so I talked to him also about getting a hysterectomy. Unfortunately, even though I'm past 3 years on testosterone, I still get some unfortunate things happen sometimes during the month. So I want that to be gone forever. Thank you very much. Never again. I just can't stand it. So looking forward to being on a list for that, so that we can have an end goal, end date in mind for getting that done. So surgeries, who knows when, hopefully still soon. And go check out the Trans Canada documentary, send in more questions, and have a wonderful day. Bye.